Good morning, my little bees and bookworms. Another story time that I'm going to finish because we did chapters 1 and 2 with Mysterious Bones. So we're going to do this like we usually do. It's April 9th, 2020. Remember, yesterday was Wednesday. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. And our season is spring. And today's weather is probably beautiful. So I'm going to start with our chapter 3. Green for Mr. Green. Remember, the bus driver couldn't find his bus. And Mr. Bones was getting a shirt for his grandpa. "What do you do?" I asked Mr. Green, "after you park the bus?" He pointed to the corner store. "I went in there," he said, "and I bought this shirt, green shirt. It was green and striped shirt. Mr. Green, Mr. Green," Grandpa said. He laughed. "I didn't see green shirts. I wrote on my pad. I had lots of clues, but not big yellow bus. Show us where you bought the shirt," I said. We followed Mr. Green. We walked into the store, and Mr. Green said, "The man's shirt are just posted, the suits, coats, and shoes." "No," I said, "look at the sign again. Signs are clues. Sale, men's department, 30% off dressing casual shirts. The shirts are right here." "Oh, yes," Mr. Green said. "After I bought this shirt, I went to the parking lot, and my bus was gone." I looked at Mr. Green. He looked at me. "Well," he asked, "can you help me find my bus?" Well, I thought, I found shirts. I found the pet shop and Curly. Well, I'll find Mr. Green's big yellow bus. Chapter 4. I need to think. I need to know more. "You can't find your bus," I said, "so you looked for me." "No," Mr. Green told me. "I looked for a telephone. I called my boss and told him I had lots. I lost my bus. I lost my bus." He followed Mr. Green to the telephone. "I walked here and I saw you," he said. "We are near the pet shop." Curly saw me and wagged his tail. I looked up at the pad. I looked at the clues. Big yellow wheels and a green shirt. I thought about the missing bus. I walked back and forth. Sometimes that helps me think. Curly walked back and forth too. Curly was thinking too. I walked to the phones. Curly left the pet shop window. The pet shop door was open. Curly walked out. "Hey," I said, "what are you doing here?" Curly wagged his little tail. "Hey," I said, "go back to the pet shop." Curly barked and wagged his curly tail. "Go back," I told Curly. "Go back where you came." Grandpa took Curly back the way he came. "What about my bus?" Mr. Green asked. I thought about Mr. Green, and I thought about Curly. Just then I did. I solved the mystery as the big yellow bus. Chapter 5. Let's go back. I smiled and told Mr. Green, "Go back the way you came," Mr. Green said. "But that's what you told Curly." "And that's what you should do too," I said. Mr. Green didn't understand. "Follow me," I said. "Mr. Green, follow me into the corner store. You bought a shirt here, I said. Then you went out that door to the parking lot. Yes, Mr. Green said. And my bus was gone, but you didn't come in through that door. I told him. You came in the other door. I pointed to a different door. When you come into, you walked past the suits, the coats, and the shirts. Now let you go back the way you came. Mr. Green followed me past the suits, the coats, the shoes, and through the door. He walked outside, and there, in front, in the fourth parking spot, was the big yellow bus. Thank you, Mr. Green said. You found my lost bus. Your bus wasn't lost. I told him it was here all the time. Mr. Green smiled and said, let's go to your grandfather. Not yet, I said. First I must check my clues. I looked at the bus. It was big. It was yellow. It had wheels. I checked the clues. Where's your shirt? I asked. Mr. Green showed it to me. It was green, so I checked that too. I put my detective pad in my detective bag with all my detective things. Now we can go, I said. I have solved the mystery of the big yellow bus. Mr. Green took me to Grandpa. Grandpa was waiting outside the pet shop with bags of dog food and Curly. Curly's coming home with me, Grandpa said. I'm not too young to have a dog, and I'm not too young for anything. Curly wagged his little tail. He licked my face. I found lots of things today, I said. I found clues, a shirt, a big yellow bus. The best of all, I found a detective dog, Curly. Curly wagged his little curly tail and licked my face. Curly little like bones, I said. Grandpa laughed and said, all dogs like bones. They chew on them. Well, I said, Curly likes this Bones. Detective Jeffrey Bones. Curly likes me. The end. We're going to do one more thing because we usually do sing our ABCs. So, I thought maybe we could do that. Hold on. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Have a good day, guys. See you next week. Bye.